Howdy.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so it's late. It's like
Almost 11.
10. My watch is wrong. According to my watch, it's not quite 10:30 yet, but it is. It's past 10:30.
Oh, no, it is
It is
10:30.
10:30. My watch is wrong. My watch is right. This watch is perfect.
Me feeling like it's almost 11.
Taking that off. Anyways, uh, yeah. Last day of Gen Con. Gen Con was great. But we went out and had a nice dinner to kind of celebrate the end of the con.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got started a little late. Nothing special, just some pizza and good talk. It wasn't like a huge party or anything. Well, it was special. The company was great. But anyways, so last day of Gen Con. Overall, I'd say, Brittany, what did you think of Gen Con?
I loved it. It was I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I'm tired.
But it was a lot of fun seeing all the different demos and all the games and meeting up with people that we talk to online a lot. But yeah, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, we're both a little wasted from last day of Gen Con. But you know what? We have a lot to show you in this episode because
Yeah.
we thought we were gonna buy we got a lot of stuff. We brought a lot of stuff home day one, and then we got less, and then nothing. We're like, that's pretty much it. We're good. We got this. We got a pile of stuff here you can't see, and we're gonna show you, but it's all here, just staring at us, just taunting us. So I got my notes here. And let's go up. First of all, let's start off where we left off yesterday. Best purchase? Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. We can't just jump to that. You can't just jump to the punchline. But our best purchase might be our first. Yeah, water. I get thirsty. We've been walking.
We're so dehydrated.
It's so hot outside here.
It's humid here, and we've walked like 30,000 steps or more. Like we do a lot of walking. It's a big convention.
And
so
regardless of that, you get into your car for like 20 seconds and you want to die. It's brutal. Yeah, but yeah, water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thirsty. Okay, so we ended off on our last live. We said, hey, we're going off to the Secret Cabal Meetup. And we did.
It was a blast.
It was a blast. We had a great time. The only bad part was it ended at 10. We didn't know. We didn't know it ended at 10. You know what?
I'm sure we were only there an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure this was clearly indicated on the invite that I did not read.
Or forward to me.
Details. I just assumed everybody was just going to be up and just having a good time all the time. But anyways, we had a good time for a shorter period of time than we thought, but everybody was awesome. I finally got to meet a lot of the guys that if you guys listen to the podcast, it's a great Secret Cabal is a great podcast. So I got to listen to talk meet some of the guys from the podcast, and they were all great as I expected. And you agree? Everybody's awesome.
I had a blast.
So after that, we went for dinner and went for home. That was pretty much best meal.
Ooh.
You know what? I keep looking back on there's so I don't know. Good question. You know what? I really liked the burger at the Ram the first day because of the pretzel bun. It was really good. That was at the Ram, which was closed today at 6, by the way. That's where we were supposed to have dinner again. Yeah, and we got there and they're like, sorry, thanks for coming. We're closing at 6 today. Anyways, the pretzel bun, yes, the pretzel bun's amazing. That's why I liked it. Anyways, okay, so let's continue. Let's carry on. First thing we did, right? We woke up with a mission. And I think we touched on this yesterday.
We went to bed with the mission.
Yeah, we went to bed with the mission.
To wake up and be on time
we were like
to complete this mission.
There. So
it was pre-planned the night before.
Our goal, and it was like Brittany, because she's smaller and fits through the cracks more than I do. My shoulders are too wide. I just bump into people. I just end up pissing people off, and I don't get anywhere. But Brittany, she's slick. She's like the shadows. She just goes in there. Anyways, so we sent her ahead. No, Funko never responded to our request, so we never got the 2 Funkos we wanted. We tried. Hold on. Sunday morning is good in the dealer hall first thing once all Sunday. Yeah, it gets crowded fast. So here's what we did. We got there, right? We got to the show. Brittany was on a mission, and her mission was to get to Restoration Games. And any guesses on what Brittany was looking for at Restoration Games? What she was racing the thousands, the masses to get? Anybody? I know there's a bit of a lag, so I'm going to give you some time to think about this. But yeah, we discussed
I had
this.
pre-planned my
Yeah.
route.
And we discussed this game yesterday with you guys, and we wanted it. We wanted it bad.
And I think they only had a few copies. I
But-
was like one of the first in line.
Yes,
That's right.
unmatched. And not only did we get unmatched, we got everything they had there, like one of each, not everything, but we got. Let's bring it up one at a time. Let's start with the
Okay.
core.
Okay.
So we got the core box, right? It's awesome. It looks like it comes with Medusa, Sinbad, Arthur, and I don't know who that is. I can't tell who that girl is. I'm pretty sure it says here Medusa, Sinbad. Oh, it's Alice. Well, that's right, Alice. It's like Alice from Wonderland. And you know what? Actually, before you show that, one thing I want to talk about, one thing I forgot to mention, is all their powers are so thematic to the characters that I thought was amazing. Do you remember yesterday when we was walking through Alice?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Alice can get big. And when she gets big, she's like stronger, and then she can get tiny, and then she's just harder to hit.
She has better defense.
So yeah, so it's Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So it's like, how did that work? It's like if you bite one side, you get big. You bite the other side, you get small.
I don't remember.
And her power is, well, that's from the cartoon, right?
Oh.
And her power is it's in the shape of a keyhole. It's got this little keyhole marker that indicates if she's big or small.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. So I love the theme of the abilities in this. And now, if you want to know more about how the game played, or the best we could to describe it, since we never played it ourselves, we just got a quick demo. That's in the video we did yesterday. But yeah, this is awesome. And sorry, I blocked Brittany with that. And so Brittany did a great job getting this, but she didn't only get this. We got the Robin Hood and Bigfoot expansion. And the thing is, you can mix these guys. So you can take Robin Hood against King Arthur and Medusa against Bigfoot. Like, you can mix them all up. And that's what's amazing. And that kind of seems like a theme, which goes with another thing we picked up earlier, but we'll talk about that later. And then we got another one, which is very exciting. Bruce Lee. I didn't even know Bruce Lee was available yet. I knew he was coming, but there he is, the man himself.
And like we mentioned yesterday, all of these characters, they come with sidekicks, but Bruce Lee doesn't.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, no sidekick. But you know what Bruce Lee does come with? A limited edition promo card, which is like a gold foil dragon. Right? That's got to be better than a regular non-foil dragon. So that was it. Brittany was successful. She was given a mission, and she did not disappoint. And let's put that over here so it's out of the way. Great. I'm looking forward to playing that. Yeah, those went like that. Like, as soon as you got into the... Yes, good job, Britt. As soon as you get in there, those things are gone. And yeah, so hands off to Britt.
Thank you.
Claps to Britt. She did a great job. Okay, so we got that. We're excited. After that, we decided, let's go celebrate. Let's go try some demos since we're in here early.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can catch some demos that we missed the other day. So we finally got to play Black Angel. Well, I did. Because we got there, so we didn't get the first demo, so we waited. Watched somebody else's game. And then Brittany took off. She went to go get another demo of her own, which we'll cover in a bit.
Yep.
But I stayed back to play Black Angel because that was requested. You guys requested Black Angel, so I decided I'm gonna give it a go. We're gonna try to get in there, and we did. And you know what?
They were sold out though.
Yeah, they were sold out. We couldn't buy anymore. They were gone. But that's okay because we have plenty, and it is a pricier game. I think it was like at the show, it's like an $80 price tag at the show. And again, being Canadian, that $80 is more like $100. So we're best off just waiting for it to come to our side, and then let the prices sort themselves out. But yeah, I liked it. Did you go to BGG Hot Games room at all? I did not. We did not go to the BGG Hot Game rooms. Whatever. But that said, we did not go to the BGG room.
I feel like we did a lot, but we barely dented all the stuff that can
There's so
happen.
we didn't see all of Gen
it. There
Con.
was events going on
There
at
was
the stadium across the street. We didn't even go there.
yeah.
There's
We
just
missed
so much.
There was so much.
Which is amazing, but
which
just,
is great. Like we were never bored. We
No.
were never bored. It was
we're
like
always like, what do you mean it's 4:00?
so the last like we're always just like we gotta do this now. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. And then we're like Brittany, let's just split up. You
Yeah.
go play demos. I go play demos. We'll just share the experiences. But yeah,
It worked out better that way.
So I played Black Angel, and Black Angel is it's I think it'd be a great game for us. Brittany didn't play it, but I'm pretty sure our group, me, Brittany, Chris, we would totally be down with it. And because it's very everybody's got their tableau, and their tableaus have these like circuits that you can customize and you can trigger them. So the circuits are placed in a grid, and then you can trigger them in like horizontally or vertically, and then they do different things, and that's just a small part of it. And then you have this little tiny model of a ship that's basically on this path through space headed toward a planet, and it's represented on this it's like a hexagon type of square space. Anyways, it's this board that's made up of these like rows of shapes, kind of like V, and they can fit inside each other. So as the ship moves up, what's actually happening is the board's moving down. You take that last piece and you put it toward the end. So the board is changing, and there's things on the board. Actually, you take it toward, then you flip it, and you put it on the end. And then on the board, it'll indicate if there's like the I can't remember what they're called, but like the bad guys, the like space pirates, whatever they're called. They're indicated on there, and players go on missions to like mine planets, and how far you can go from the ship depends on a die roll, and I believe the die max out at 3 though. But anyways, there's that board, but that's not even the main board. There's this big board in the middle, which kind of represents your stock of robots that you have available to you, and then what they can do. So everybody like rolls dice, and then they place dice in their area, and everybody has dice that have been pre-rolled that they have allocated to them, and then you can spend those die to do different things around the ship, or different things like you can clean up debris, or you can remove the Ravengers or the pirates or whatever they're called, or you can go on missions, and you spend your die to do these things. And depending, and there's everything's so like tied together, like depending what die you use, there's like 3 different colors of die. You get a card from the board. Now the card does something on one side. They didn't show us what that did in the demo. Games Room is big library of all the newest releases. We're gonna remember that for next year. The try before you buy. But so yeah, it had so many integrated pieces. Like the robots, you take the robots and you decide like, okay, they have to come out of the break room, and then they're in this little area that they get stored in, like a holding area, which later, depending on how many robots you have there, you roll a certain amount of dice to do other things. Like there's just so much, like I can't describe it all here. There's so many little bits that are all like intertwined, and it seems it makes me think of, it plays nothing like Gaia Project, but it kind of reminds me of Gaia Project, because
That
there's
will
like,
hurt your brain.
like a bunch of so many little things. I'm gonna do this to do this. I'm gonna do this. And I want to do this. I want to, and like you got to pick what you want to do carefully. And I so it sounded like I didn't play it enough really to give like a full review, but I played it enough to know that I want to play it again for sure. And I'm pretty sure I'm confident that it's a game we would like, but I still have to play a full game for sure to know for sure. But yeah, Black Angel seems great, and I love the colors.
The colors were really pretty.
Like bright pinks and purples, and it's like such bold looking, awesome board. So I like it. Yeah, it gets your attention right away. It's got great table presence based on the colors alone. Mm-hmm. And sorry, did you have something to say? I think I cut you off.
Oh, it had to do with the comment about the library. In the media room, there was that whole setup of all the new releases at the conference.
Oh yeah, they had that in the press room.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, Brittany, while I was doing that, while I was battling space and organizing robots, Brittany went over to Blue Orange, and Brittany can take it from here.
I like Blue Orange. So the first game that I demoed was Detective Club. That's the right name.
Yeah,
Right?
Detective Club. I was really
So
interested.
it's really late, guys. So if I'm saying something off, my apologies in advance. But it was Detective Club. So those of you who have maybe played Mysterium before or Dixit, I've never played Dixit, but the person who was giving the demo said it was like Dixit and Mysterium. And if you were to get Detective Club, you can actually use the cards as like an expansion pack to those games if you wanted to. For those who have not played Mysterium or Dixit, Mysterium has cards that are kind of like Salvador Dali, so they're very like dream-like, and they have a lot of different components in it. So this game was really interesting. It's kind of like a party game or a game where you can interact together. So basically, there's one person that's going to write down a word on everyone's little like detective book, except for one.
Like
One
little notepads?
like a little notepad, except for one. So one person won't get a word. And then the person who picks the word, so you get to see your word and then you put it down. It's all secret. I think you get like 4 or 5 cards, maybe 6 cards to start, a handful of cards. So they have all these pictures on it, and then the person who wrote the word is the person who goes first, and they put down the first card. So basically, the goal of the game is you're trying to figure out who the person who didn't have the word is. But these cards are so dreamlike that they're very
So is it something like you're
conceptual.
trying to like bluff your way so people don't know you don't know what's going on, or that
Yes.
you have less information than they do?
Yes. Yes, exactly. So everyone puts down their card, it goes around, they put down again, and then at the end, the person who picked the word actually says what the word is, and then everyone goes around and they explain why they chose the cards that they did based on that word, and then you have to try to figure out who's bluffing.
Oh, so the person who gave out the written notepads, they're the ones that have to guess who's bluffing?
Everyone guesses
Oh,
who's
everybody
bluffing.
has
So
to.
it's just like Mysterium, where in Mysterium you kind of put those like those chip cards on, like, I think you're lying, or I think it's this place, or but only in this one it's actually like magnifying glass, and you're like a detective magnifying glass, and you put that your color on the person you think that's bluffing,
Huh.
and then you find out at the end who it is.
That's something you play again?
It it was okay. Like, I think I mean, the setting is not like in a setting that you would have with friends, so it's kind of hard to really get a review of
Yeah, that's
it,
the thing is I find it's
because it's not like it's your people around you and you're kind of comfortable and you're getting into game night. It's like super loud and the instructions are really fast and people really don't know what they're doing. They're just going through the demo. Would I play? I think this game would be really good for a group of people to play, just like a Mysterium is really great to play. I think
we love
it's
Mysterium, by the way.
I think it would be easy for like an easy access game for people who maybe don't play a lot of games, to come over for like a game night. I think it's a great game for people who maybe have a group of friends coming over that don't know each other. It's kind of like an icebreaker because you're talking around and you're communicating a lot, so you're not just like in the board. So from that aspect, I think I would play it again. Is it is it something that I'd be like, come over and play this? Probably not. It's probably a game that we would play while we're waiting, or when everyone just gets there for the first time, and it would be like the starter game that goes into something else. But that's the way that we game. So
I find that,
that would
yeah,
be how
one
I
thing,
would use the game.
like I've never had this many demos at one time at a convention before. So it's what I've noticed is you don't really get a good read of the game. You just get an idea of it, right? Because different people present demos differently. There's
It
some,
really depends on the person
yeah,
who's
and
doing
but there's
the
also
demo.
they're done differently. Like there's some games where they're just talking you through the motions. It's like, hey, you're gonna do this, and the other thing, and then
Yeah.
you're done, and that's how it goes. Imagine the rest. And there's other times where you actually get to sit down and play a few turns. Some games, if they're short enough, you get to play the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it also depends on who you're playing with in a lot of cases. Now, in most cases, everybody we've played with is fine, which is a great segue into the next game that we played at the Blue Orange booth,
Planet.
Planet.
So
Now,
Blue Orange does a
yeah,
lot of really pretty games.
yeah, now
They do a
Planet.
lot of pretty games.
Are you familiar with Planet? It's the one that what's that shape called? It's like
It's the 12
a,
sided shape.
a faceted
Can't
type of
remember.
looks like a 12-sided die, and it's like the planet, and then you stick bits on it. So it's like you stick forests and rivers and mountains and stuff. Hey,
Hey.
and so you stick. You've probably seen it before. Just Google Blue Orange Planet, and you'll see this thing. And
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's a neat little concept.
Kind of reminds me of having like the cube. What's the name of those?
Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
How?
Like just because you're flipping it the whole time. Just
Yeah.
the idea of having something in your hand.
Anyways, yeah. So it's about the size of a Rubik's cube.
It's about the size, yeah.
And a little bigger maybe actually, but yeah, you have all these like again.
It's this 12-sided die, and then there's these magnets that are 5-sided, and each magnet will have something that represents the earth. So it would be the ocean, you'll have the desert, you'll have mountains, you'll have, what was the other one?
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Ice or something like that.
Territory.
There's a bunch of different things. So basically, they're magnetic. So you get to pick a piece and then you stick it on your 12-sided.
And it stays where you put it, as in like it won't fall off by accident, and you're supposed to leave it there for the rules. It stays once you decide it goes here, it stays there. You don't move it around later.
Yeah.
And you're building this globe, right?
So at the beginning of the game, everyone gets their own secret challenge, which basically says, like, if you have all the deserts, or if you have X amount of deserts, you'll get these amount of points at the end. So everyone's going towards their challenge. But then as you're going through each turn that goes around, you'll go to another magnet pile. And then that magnet pile will usually have an animal, and an animal will also give you a different set of challenges. And that's why you're spinning around, because it might say whose planet has the most green that's not touching water. And then you would actually count that.
Because like you're trying to build the habitats for this animal, right? So like,
so your planets are going to be
this
different.
animal might want like a forest that doesn't touch ice, or a forest that does touch ice.
Yeah.
And then so you have to kind of see, it's like, oh, I have forests. Do any of my forest tiles, are they touching ice? Oh, they are. So I'm not going to get that. And if they don't, then you count how many.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I have the biggest forest that's not touching ice, so I get this animal. Basically, I have the best habitat for them. Now.
But hold on. It might sound complex when we're talking about it, and it's because we're not showing you it in our hands. But if you were actually at the table, I watched a whole age range of people from kids as young as 6 all the way up to adults playing in a game together, and it was pretty simple to learn as you're going through the motions, and then it gets more strategy as you go from turn to turn. So that's something to keep in mind.
I don't think he's watching, but Chris, if you're watching, I want you to answer this. How tall is a 6-year-old? Now, you guys don't know what we're talking about, but Chris does. I just want him to, if he's listening. That's an inside joke. But one thing I wanted to get to is the people we play with.
That we demoed
with. Now, this is awesome. So it's me, Brittany, and these other 2 people. There was actually 3 people, but only 2 of them were playing. And the most sensible of them was the one that wasn't playing, right? He understood the best, and he wasn't playing. Now, let me get ready. It's going to be good. So, this is a demo of a game that just prior to us was being played by children. Right? They were being played by, and they were just like, boop, 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 I did this. My thing is worth this many points. Oh, my water's touching ice, so I don't count. Like, they got it.
Playing and having fun.
They got it. Fair. They were collecting birds and whatever, and they were doing this. And then this guy.
They made it look like so much fun that we stayed and waited to play.
So let me get in. So these guys here. First of all, there was the girl was aggressive. As in, she wasn't like, just her attitude seemed very like, what are we doing? I don't understand. Blah blah blah. And like it just seemed very off-putting. And then the guy was just a cheater. like he would cheat. I don't even understand. There was times where he won. And he was like, okay, but can I take this thing off and put it here? And the guy demoing,
was like moving the magnet.
And the guy demoing the game was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. You already won, and you're not supposed to do that anyways. But he's like, oh, can I? And he put
during the planet demo.
Yeah, during the planet demo, and then he put the guy giving the demo in a kind of awkward spot because he's like, can you? And the guy was like, well, you're not supposed to. And you're playing with these people, and what does it matter? You've already won this thing. And he's like, oh, you know what? Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll just put it back. And he's like, did he even go there? It doesn't matter. We don't care. And then he's going in there. He's like really focused, and and then things come out, and he's, when it comes to his turn, he's picking his piece, he's putting up, and then we all have to tally up our totals, and he's just like, he's winning everything. Like he
would wait for us to say our number,
and get this. First of all, this is a grown man. This is an adult.
Yeah,
this is not a child. We are not playing with children. We are playing with a man and a woman. And he's like so into this.
Yeah.
And then he's
He'd
like
wait for our numbers and then say like
he,
10
he
more
yeah
than
he'd
everyone
look at
else.
it and he'd like, oh yeah, I have 8 forests and they're not touching the mountains, and he just go grab the card. We're like, oh, let's can we see it? Oh yeah, oh sorry, it's touching over here. Yeah, you know, you're I don't have
Well,
it.
the one time I was, he said something and I was like, that's not what your dice even says. Or not, it's not dice, but your planet doesn't even have that. And he put it behind his back so that I couldn't see it. And I'm like, I cannot believe we're still in this demo. Like, we
And
need
then
to leave.
he's like,
That's not
just
the point of the game. The point is to learn it, not
and
to
then
win it for your demo.
and then the girl, she seemed to be having a hard time understanding it, which is fine. Everybody learns at games
speeds.
different speeds. That's fine. But she was very aggressive, I found. And there was one time, and she didn't quite get it because we were like, okay, it's the most, and this is after a little bit in. It's like, we need the biggest amount of water not touching ice, for example. We keep using the similar examples, but it's
not important.
and so she's like, oh, I got that. And she just grabs the card, and the guy beside her who was teaching her or helping her was like, this they were taking it so seriously. They were so competitive,
bizarre,
and it was for such a simple game. Yeah, they were taking it so seriously. And then she was just grabbing the card, and he was like, oh, the guy beside her was like, no, you don't have that. Can you see? And he's like, she's like, no, I have the most. No, look, it's touching water. Very sensible man. He should have been playing. And so he puts it back. And then the next one, at one point we get to the point, and I'm counting my time. I was like, oh, I have this large body of water, but it's touching ice. We're supposed to have one that doesn't touch ice. I can't get it. I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, I've got the largest body of water that is not touching any ice. She's like, oh, okay. So then she grabs that, and then I was like, oh, you sure? She's like, yeah, I got it. And she's like half-ass showing the thing. I was like, okay. And then the next one on the same round, we're still at, because there's two contests, two challenges is what I'm trying to say, right? So she got the one that's like largest body of water that was not touching ice. She got that one. She's like, I got this, and it was most of her world. Like, it wasn't covered. Like, we weren't finished our planet, but she had a large body of water, wasn't touching any ice. And then she took the next card, which was the largest body of water that was touching ice. I was like, wait a second.
You can't have both.
I was like, one of those have got to be somebody else's. And then the other guy too, the other guy, he was just shouting out numbers and being like, that's mine.
Yeah,
and he wanted to change. He was like putting a lot of thought into it, and it was like, hiding things, like counting and like not showing his bit.
And I mean, to be fair, like when the kids were playing it before us, everyone was pretty even around.
Like, I kept going like, oh, you win this one, you win this one, this one.
I mean, obviously there was a couple people who had a little more of a lead, but it was pretty even distribution. Whereas this was like, he had 10 cards, I had nothing.
Yeah, and
she had the 2. It was bizarre. But
so after that we were like, I think we need to go.
We have a meeting.
Yeah, we're good. We got a meeting. We need to go.
Fun
playing with you. See ya.
Yeah.
And we just left, and I was like, I couldn't handle it, man.
But I'm actually interested to play that game again, because I think
I'd like to try it with some sensible people.
Well, I think it's another easy access.
But have you guys ever played, like, I've never played with anybody, like, there's a few things. First of all, it's a demo. Just a demo. Just experience the game. Who cares if you win or lose? We're never going to see each other again. You can win, no problem, right? I don't care. But
funny, I wasn't even
and I guess like I was trying, like, you can try to win, but why be angry about it? Anyways, cheat? Yeah, why cheat? Why cheat? Like, I don't play, like, who, as an adult, like a grown person, like, they were acting like spoiled children.
Oh.
Like he was. That's what it seemed like. But a little more like, not, he wasn't throwing a tantrum or anything, just what he was doing. Anyways.
Regardless, the game looks really interesting, and I think it's...
I'll have to play it again.
I would like to play it again. I'm really interested in playing it again. And again, I think it's one of those games that when you have it in front of you, it's simple to learn. And as the game goes on, it gets more strategic. And I like games like that because I think a lot more people...
I found it complicated to count the thing. It's an awesome game. You guys will love it. Play it once. Okay.
Very cool. Okay.
I found it hard to count the thing because sometimes I was also dealing with the cheater and the angry person. Can't have to watch everything they're really doing. So I was focused on their planets because like winning or not, it's like it irks me when people are just cheating. So and then I look at my plan, I'd always lose track of what I was like. I don't know how much I have. I don't have. I'm sure you have. I'll just take your word for it. Yeah, you have more than me. Fine, just take it. But anyways, after that, we left blue orange. We left blue orange.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Funko place, the Funkoverse. We were talking to the funkiest of people.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was good news and bad news. Alpha Gamers, yeah. Yeah, yes, correct. So once we went to the Funkoverse thing, and if you guys have been following our Instagram stories, you know that we didn't get everything we wanted, which was a little sad because we wanted in on the Funkoverse things. Oh, not yet. 1 second. We wanted in on the Funkoverse things, but we couldn't get them. We had to play the demo, so we booked a demo. And we were like, yeah, we could only buy it when we can only buy stuff when we play the demo. So we did play the demo. If you go on our Instagram stories, you'll see some pictures and video. Actually, I love the video. It just happened to, because you can only, it's like 15 seconds at a time, and the video just ended perfectly where it was Hermione was trying to take out Draco, who was already out and laid out, and because it was me and Brittany, we were playing. We were both controlling Harry Potter and Draco against this one woman who's lovely. She was lovely. She did not cheat. She was the right amount of competitive. She was trying to win. You're a very sensible person. It was a great game.
But we worked together to understand the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
And
she
then
was awesome.
And then we worked together to try to crush her. So if you're watching, we did win. But it was funny. The funny moment where
she put on a good fight.
Yeah, she did. Where Hermione was trying to take out. She's very aggressive in a good way.
Yeah.
She was good aggressive. She was just like taking. She was like, yeah. She was like taking out our guys. Like she wanted the win, which I like it. And she was like good spirited about it. Anyways, so Hermione was trying to take out Draco, and she was just, a little bit of trash talking, and she's like, no mercy, and then she rolls like a total miss, and she's like, well, I guess mercy. And I made some comment about Hermione being soft. She can't. It was just funny. I thought it was funny. It was a great moment to win on. And then Harry over here just picks up the flag and wins.
It's a game.
So that was.
Yeah. So basically, the Funkoverse is basically.
Well, you saw our Golden
flag.
Girls. What? No, that's just that one scenario.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, that's.
Oh.
They capture the flag. There's different scenarios in different games.
But I thought they were all capture the flag.
No, I don't think they are. I don't know for sure. We only played one.
We only played one.
The characters, the idea with the Funkoverse games is that there's a bunch of different characters, and you can mix and match them. Like we bought the Golden Girls we showed you the other day, and we played Harry Potter. So we could bring in like whoever. I don't know who the characters are. I think Blanche might be one of them. But you could bring Blanche into Hogwarts, and she could just like battle against Harry. Harry versus Blanche. The match we've all been waiting to see, right? Or Sophia versus Hermione. You've wanted to see these fights. You just don't know it yet. I think you can actually even take out their wands and put it in because their hands are all the same. Yeah, see, not all capture the flag. Yeah, because we only played the one. I'm pretty sure that's what I thought. Anyways, but after you take the demo, you're able to buy stuff. Brittany?
Yeah.
So we picked up the 4-pack of the Batman Funkoverse game, and we picked up
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Let's get him close.
Now this is not the version we played. We played the 2.
No, we played with these 2, and then we just don't have Draco.
But this is a completely different board.
Is it a different board?
Yeah.
Might be. Anyways, so this, yeah. So we got these 2. So we're either gonna have the Hogwarts crew go battle in Gotham, or have Batman and Harley Quinn over here head over to Hogwarts for some Leviosa training.
Yeah. And I like this game because it was a quick game. It was maybe
I'll put that over here.
25, 30 minutes. Now we were learning, so I think if we knew the game and the rules, it could be a pretty quick.
Yeah, and
fun game.
We had a fun time. I actually liked it. It's a very simple skirmish game where you have like 2 actions, and there's you have a little card that gives you all your actions. So it's like you move, attack, move, pick up, whatever you want to do, or move, attack. And if your guy gets attacked, he gets knocked down. If he gets attacked again, then he's put into this like timeout box where it slows him down and then he gets reset at the next turn, and first player 6 points wins. And we had a lot of fun with it, eh?
Yeah,
I
I
actually
enjoyed it.
liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought it was. It's very
Funkos are so cute.
it's a very simple, super simple, small board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. The Invader unboxing was awesome to do. So yeah, huge Funkoverse fans, and we were pumped to like we're gonna buy. I want it all. I want to buy it
We
all.
ran to the front.
Yeah, and we got there, and we're like, and there's limited, right? They're like, you could buy, everybody can buy 1 4-pack and 2 2-packs. And we're like, all right, well there's two of us, 2 4-packs, please, and 4 2-packs. And they're like, oh, sorry, we're all out of
2 packs.
We're all out. Well, first he said, oh, we're all out of Harry Potter 2 packs. Oh, all right, well we'll take the Batman 2 packs. Yeah, we're all out of those too. Like, what do you got? Like, we got Rick and Morty and Golden Girls. It's like, no, we didn't want Rick and Morty yesterday. We already got Golden Girls. so,
Yeah.
so we're kind of disappointed that we missed out on the 2 pack of Harry Potter and Batman. But I really liked. No, those games are not only for Gen Con. Well, I don't think they're
I
released yet.
think they're going to the retail store in October, November of this year, but we don't know which retailers or
Yeah, we
when
don't-
or what countries.
So, oh yeah, because they weren't. They couldn't give us a straight answer about what was the deal for Canada. 'Cause
And-
we were asking about Canada.
and I
That's
don't-
just because we might have just asked the wrong person, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if we mentioned this, but this is Funko's very first board game, and that's why there was such big buzz about getting the demos, because it's the very first time you saw a Funko Pop in a board game. So that's pretty cool, and the
Yeah.
first time that their company made a board
And
game.
I liked how they made their games so they're interchangeable. So you can just take them
Yeah.
like different scenarios, different boards, and you can mix and match the characters. And you can take. We saw one demo where they took like Harley Quinn's hammer and they put it in like Batman's hand. Like you can
Oh,
mix and match
yeah, it's
the
cool.
things. And so I like the Funkoverse. Super easy little skirmish game, small little board, moving around, take people out, and every character's got special powers. So they got this little card. Oh, and the mechanism's interesting. They have. The card has abilities, and every hero. Okay, first of all, every character will have a card that says what their abilities are, and it'll say what they bring ability tokens in with them. So you put them on the main board, and what happens is as you use your abilities, that'll cost one of these tokens, and it'll say like it'll show you a picture of the icon of the token you need, and like a 1 2 3 or a 4. And basically there's this timer track which you if it said like expelliarmus, I can't remember my Harry Potter spells, expelliarmus, something like that, you take it and it'll say expelliarmus 3, so you would take it and you would put it on like 3 on this track. Basically every turn it goes down the track, and then when it falls off the bottom it resets, and then you get that again. So how often you can use your abilities is limited by how many of these ability tokens you have.
Mhm.
And in a bunch of things you get as you collect these gems for points, they also go on the track and they move their way down. So everything gets recycled back in slowly or at different paces depending on how powerful they are and how accessible they are, and how many tokens you have of a certain things depends on your team up too. So there might be certain Funkos that are better matched together. But I definitely want to try like, maybe putting out like Voldemort and like Joker together. Send them to Gotham against like Batman and Robin.
That would be cool.
That would be good. Or team up Batman with Harry.
Potter.
Yeah, Harry would be the new Robin. That would be great. But yeah, so that was a great experience. They had a cool little room set up for that. The only bummer was we didn't get the 2 packs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some. After that, we headed over to we decided to walk the floor a bit, right?
Yeah, because we
Finally.
wanted to see some of the rows we hadn't even walked down yet.
Yeah, and so we saw Court of the Dead, which is a game we backed on Kickstarter. It looks really pretty. It's Sideshow has a bunch like if you're familiar with statues, Sideshow, they do the best statues. So you
They
can go
really
to,
do.
Yeah, go to sideshow.com, check out their statues, and apparently they have a series of statues for Court of the Dead, and it's a comic book. And did you? We didn't see the Street Fighter. We saw a Street Fighter game, but not the one with the minis. We saw like a card Street Fighter game, and again, it might have been there. we thought we'd walk the floor, and then midway while we're walking, we're like, hold on, don't we have a meeting to get to?
Yeah.
And then we went, and we're done.
Or we'd look for booths and we just couldn't find them, even though they were right there. But there was just so
There's
many
so much
people.
there, and then we get distracted because like Court of the Dead.
Yeah, there's so many board games.
I wasn't looking for Court of the Dead. I was just walking, dum 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 dum, and then I saw. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I walked over because it's so pretty. I like the Court of the Dead. They have like the great little minis, and they're little tableaus. They have these metal skulls that you kind of slide around the tableau, and the game is like this competitive thing where you're trying to something I don't remember. I'm getting really tired. Something about capturing gems from hell because we're trying to reform hell. It's cool. It looks really cool. We didn't get to play it. We just kind of got definitely looks like a high quality game. We didn't get to play it. We just kind of got talked through it.
Yeah.
It seemed really good. But like it or not, we already backed it. It should be in the mail soon. Yeah, so many mini games there. So many. After that, we walked by another Kickstarter we backed, Arena the Contest. Now, at this point, we're really late. We got to get going.
Yeah, we were headed to another meeting.
But they did stop me, and they're like, hey, free mini? I was like, yeah.
Always.
Yeah, free mini. So we got this I think it might be a con exclusive, like little mini for Arena the Contest, and it's very convenient since we backed Arena the Contest. So now we got a little figure for it. Huh? Pretty cool. So we can sit. I wonder if we can sit this guy here in the scene. No, you can't see him. There's no way to stand him.
It's bad lighting in here. Sorry.
So we got a character card and a mini for it, and these don't seem to match. I don't understand what's going on here because she looks like she's got some superpowers, and this looks like a guy with a big hammer.
Maybe he gave us the wrong.
He might have given us the wrong combo. I don't know if this goes together.
That's
Well, we'll see. They don't look like the same person at all.
No, I think that's definitely wrong. This guy has a hat.
This is definitely like a warrior with a
gladiator.
hammer, and this maybe. Well, we don't know the game. Maybe they work separate, independently, anyways. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not sure. These don't go together.
They look cool.
Yeah, they do look cool. So we got that.
Okay,
let's put that away. Next. So the meeting we were off to was Goliath. And they're showing us some games. They had a little layout where you could see all these different games. Now, the games there were very simple party games. One that was very like charades. Another one was very much like, you're trying to guess where something sits in a row of other things. Very simple party games. And they had like another Harry Potter game that was like Harry Potter kind of like Pictionary meets charades, where there's a bunch of spell shapes on the table, and you have a little plastic Harry Potter wand, and you do this.
You do the shapes.
And that's it. Like what you saw there is pretty much all you'd see, except I'd be holding Harry Potter wand. And then you have to be like, oh, it's this shape here.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That was it. Nothing all that special. It seems like it'd be something for a really young crowd.
Yeah.
Right? It's very simple. So we did that. But what they did have, that was super cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was this thing. Now, let's do an unboxing right here. We're going to unbox this right here. I need to open this.
You need to see it because I
need to see
didn't
this.
really realize what it was until she opened one of the boxes.
It might not be assembled. Oh, it's probably not assembled.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not, but it's basically like, what was that?
It's like a light bright.
It's like a light bright, but
So-
only it's a comic book character.
Let me show you. Well, light bright is like a flat screen where you can do whatever you want with
You
it.
put in a little color.
But this, you're built like I chose the Robin kit because I thought he looked cool.
So they give you all the right colors, and then you get to like put the colors in place and build them out,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. And then it's a lamp after that.
I dropped things. So, he looks like this. Very simple, little black plastic hollow thing that's got lights in it. And then you get all these little bits, like little light bright pegs to stick in his face and then dress him up to look like something. So the kit we got makes him look like Robin. But I'm sure if you got more of these things from other kits, you can make this guy look like whoever you wanted. So that's pretty cool.
And then it's cool. And then it's a lamp.
Yeah, and lit up. I thought they looked really neat.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, ooh,
I
what
know
is
we
this?
came here for games, but tell me about your lamp.
I got this attention right away. And then they were like, well, and thanks for visiting. We're just going to give you one. So we're like, yes. Yeah, we walked by it too. I was like, I don't know what those things are. But because we were there, we were there for a meeting, and she explained them to us. But as soon as I got close enough to see that they were lights, I was like, what is this? Like from the distance, I wasn't really paying attention, right? Because it's hard to get people's attention at Gen Con because there's so many things.
There's so many things.
Everything's competing for your attention. And then what else we got? Okay. One thing I'd like to mention is, yeah, exactly. One of the 1,000 things I missed. One other thing I want to mention is, what's this? Hold on, we're checking my notes.
Oh, that's the Harry Potter and the Light.
Oh, that's right. That's this. Well, but one thing I did want to mention is, since the Trude Bank contest,
Oh yeah, so if you haven't tuned in for our Trude Bang contest, check out YouTube because we have a big contest. We're giving one away. We've partnered with CMOD.
Now, the thing with that contest is, it's a great contest. It's still going to happen. Somebody's going to win. Everything's great. But we've been getting
Come on, games.
Come on, games. We've been getting a flood of entries for this. And we've been getting a lot of notifications for the shares that we've asked, which is great. Keep it up. Thing is, mailbox has been just flooded with things. So we're missing, I have to take some time and go through it. And because people have been asking questions and making comments, and I'd like to respond to as many people as possible. But I don't know where they are right now. They're kind of just buried. So
if we're slow, we'll get back to
you. We're going to try to get, I'm just going to try to just kind of chew my way through that and do what I can do. Next is, what do we got here? Oh, that was it for this. So now
we have more.
Now it's the rest of the stuff. Now you saw some of it. Now I'm gonna start with this pile here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that one. So we talked about the other day about bicycle games. Well, we went by there, and they were nice enough to give us some little goodies.
This is unicorn cards.
Oh, yeah.
I was super excited about this.
Bicycle unicorn cards.
I'm super nerdy, but he was like, "I'm gonna throw in the unicorn cards." I'm like, "Oh, yes."
No, we didn't try Dice Throne Adventures, but I have watched a lot of playthroughs online, and I think I get the gist. And do I want it? Yes. Will I back it before it's off? I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But no, we didn't get to play it. We also got this thing. Now, we never got to play this Shuffle Grand Prix, so I'm covering Brittany's face.
Yeah.
That's another one of their games. We saw a lot of children playing this, so I'm sure it's kid-friendly. And another thing we got was this Blunderbluff? Blunderful. So it's Blunderful. That's the one we mentioned yesterday where one person asks a question one person poses a situation and you have to guess what they would do. And then you gamble on your guess, and if you're right, you get those points. If not, you lose them. We mentioned that in yesterday's video. Mm-hmm. Now, next, we got, let's do that one. Let's do the top one. So, we had to pick this up. We got Jaws, as you saw in our thumbnail. Jaws, we had to pick this up because we've only heard good things. We like hidden movement games. We're a fan because we like Letters to Whitechapel, or From Whitechapel, one of those, whatever it is. And and this is a Target exclusive, and we don't have Targets in Canada, so I decided to pick up Jaws, and it was cool. And so I'm looking forward to playing that. Mm-hmm. What's that? And for some reason, they threw this in.
Yeah, so we got a matching game.
It
looks cute.
There's some.
It's for a 3+.
Yeah, so there's some kids staying in the hotel room. We're thinking of giving it to them.
Not in our hotel. In the hotel.
Yeah, in the hotel, not the hotel room. So we got this thing.
Yeah, we're hoping there's this lovely
it's
family
just like
that we keep bumping into here at the hotel, but we don't know if they've left or not, and we keep bringing it with us every time we leave the hotel room to see if we'll find them. I really hope they're there tomorrow for breakfast because we'd love to give it to them.
So it's fine. It's clearly just a memory. Like when I was a kid, I liked playing memory game. I just find it weird that they were just giving away with Jaws.
Disney.
A little something for the kids while the parents are trying to eat each other. Okay, and then next we got these. We got this from CMON, which was like a little limited. Come on, damn it. It's gonna take some getting used to. We got these from Come On, little characters for Zombie Side. Now the thing is, we got two of these. We don't need two of them. So we'll probably just give one of these away at Fan Expo. You know what? Here, let's do this. First person to see me at Fan Expo and just ask me for this will get it. If I have it on me, it's yours. That's it. So look for me at Fan Expo in Toronto, and if I have this on me, ask for it, and it's yours. You can take it home with you. And next, what are these? Oh yeah, we got a bunch of posters.
Oh, we didn't even look at the posters.
Yeah.
We have no idea what's in here.
We went. We got all these Funkoverse posters when we were at Funkoverse Land, and it's all the
characters.
Yeah. So, hey, Branch is in it. Go
They're
Branch.
adorable.
I'll just give you a quick run through. Yeah.
So the Funko room had these giant posters all over the walls. Their setup was gorgeous. They had dark wood tables and chairs and lighting and
we got a pin.
Nice.
And then the last thing we picked up, it was a great deal because the thing is, I wanted to go back. It was good. I wanted to go back and get this. Now we mentioned on our first recap that we weren't. It wasn't like the best teach because everybody was kind of new and we were rushed. Like we rushed. Not that they didn't rush us.
Yeah.
We had to be at a meeting, our very first meeting of the show, and we kind of rushed through it. But big Spider-Man fan. I love the artwork on this box. It was only $25, so I was like, I'll come back for it. So, and I'm happy I did because today, if you bought Sinister 6 or you bought anything at the Spin Masters booth, it was buy one, get one free. So, I got Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. So, yeah, so I got these two, so it was $25 for the both of them.
Yeah, that was a killer.
And at one point, they were $25 each.
Yeah.
So that was.
No, they were $30
awesome.
each, and then it dropped down to $25.
I think they're $30 in retail. They had them at 25 there, and then they changed them to 25 for two.
Yeah.
So that was excellent.
Awesome.
That was a great deal.
And then we got.
Oh yeah, then they gave us these things, little promos for Wakanda Forever, and then little. We got the Hobgoblin, kind of like a little bonus pack for Sinister 6, which was neat.
And
that was it.
That was it.
So, sorry, that was a long episode, guys. We rambled a bit. We're a little tired, so we're a little loopy. But overall, Gen Con was awesome. Cool stuff both all the time. That's crazy. Markdown Sunday, yeah. They don't like taking things home. So, if we're aware how crazy the markdowns were, we would have made a better effort to look. Yeah, yes, that seems to be the common. Waiting till the last day seems to be. Waiting till the last day seems to be the thing to do at cons.
Not for me though. That would give me anxiety the whole time because I just want to make sure we get the games. And
well, that's the thing. Yeah, you're kind of getting risky. You're like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this, and then you go and it's all gone. So,
mind you, we're those hardcore people that pre-planned our route the day before.
I'm glad you guys are getting along. I was kidding, Angelica. So Gen Con was great. How would you say Gen Con compares to Origins?
I think they're very, very different, and they're both great. But I mentioned this the other day when we were talking about it. For those who just want to go and demo some games and then play a lot of games in either demo rooms or with friends, then I think, if you don't like a lot of crowds, then Origins is probably a better fit for what you might like because it's a lot smaller. But Gen Con is for the person who wants the newest game that's being released, who wants to wait in lines and get that thing and take it home. Yeah. If you don't mind the crowds, I mean, it's not crowded all the time, but there's a lot of people all the time.
Yeah.
But you're not squished or anything. You can still breathe and move your arms around at times. So if you're the type of person that really wants that new release and wants to go in the demos and play with the designers and have people come from all over the world, then Gen Con's probably something you would really enjoy because you'd get that experience.
It's easier to hit demos at Origins though.
Yeah, they're very different, but I can't wait to go to both next year.
Yes. Hey, you know what? That would be cool. Going to the Come On Expo.
Oh yeah. There's so many expos. That would be cool. Events we want to go to. That would be cool. We could have been there for 2 days.
We could have spent a whole day at the Come On booth alone.
Easy.
I wanted to play everything, and we didn't.
And that just shows you how much stuff everyone has there. Like, yeah. we barely saw the show.
And so Origins, more laid back, go play games.
You could probably,
Gen Con, get your con exclusives.
So like Origins, you could walk through everything in like half a day to a day, and then do demos, and then also play games. Whereas I feel like
we walked there all day,
and hard to do at Gen Con.
Like we just only today did we find the Cephalofair booth, the Gloomhaven booth.
We walked by it.
They're not. It's not a small booth.
No.
I don't know if we necessarily walked by it.
I walked by you twice today.
We're like around the corner. There's just it's so distracting.
And then I went to the map, and I was like, oh, I keep walking by.
It was so distracting. Anyways, like there's things everywhere.
There's just so much.
Okay. Well, that's it. If anybody has any last minute questions.
What about you? You can answer if you like Origins or Gen Con.
Oh.
Or maybe you're in agreement with me that they're very, very different, and it just
have
depends
Song
on what you
of
like.
Ice and Fire in the swag. I didn't. You know what? We didn't get anything for Song. We've never actually even played Song of Ice and Fire.
Did we get it?
No. That's song. It's a huge. You've noticed it's like a huge big thing.
I don't even remember what we have. Everything's a blur.
I got more. Did we get more stuff at Origins? I don't even remember what happened at Origins.
I don't think so.
No, I think we got more stuff here.
We got more stuff here.
I think. I don't remember what happened at Origins, but I do remember having a great time at Origins. I don't know.
We gave away a lot more at Origins.
Yeah.
Because we gave away the Batman board game.
I can't pick. I can't pick between Origins and Gen Con. I like them both.
I think they're two different things.
It's different. It's different paces. Like I like. Okay, here's what I think. The daytime. I like Gen Con during the day because there's so much more to look at. Everybody's got more stuff. I don't care for the competing for demos.
Yeah.
But there's just so much to do. But the nightlife, I prefer Origins. Because there's more chances of everybody being in one spot because there's less things happening.
Yeah.
Because here that was like, you want to meet up with like, I don't know, like Jamie or Rodney or Rob or whoever, right? And they're all like at different things.
Barely saw them.
Right? We barely saw anybody. And
but I mean, at Origins, there's people who are board gaming in the hall and they're board gaming at the cafe across the street and at the hotels. And here they're doing that too, but there's more of it.
Yeah, there's just dispersed everywhere.
So it's just a different.
It's harder to just bump into people. Origins, you do just bump into people, and so I like that. I like the nightlife better at Origins, but I like what's available as possible experiences at Gen Con during the day. So I guess it depends. But
I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie when it comes to getting the hottest new board game. So I was like, totally
next year what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our website up by then. We're just gonna come up with a list of what should we get at Gen Con.
Yeah, and
what should we do, and then it's gonna be missions for Brittany. And we're just going to have votes, and whatever gets the most votes, she's going to do first. She's going to try to get down that list as much through that list as possible. Oh, parking at Gen Con. Parking was a good idea.
Experience.
Our plan was to come to this hotel 15 minutes away and then Uber in. But Uber in was like $22 one way. So it would have been like 40 to like 40, 45 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever.
But that's not why we didn't do it. We didn't do it because we met this awesome guy.
Oh no, yeah, we were going to do it.
The first day. So our Uber driver canceled on us after 20 minutes of waiting for them to come. And then we met this awesome guy who was like, oh, because I asked him, I see you're driving, where do you park? And he was like, oh, there's parking around the stadium, which is across the street from the convention center. So he gave us some good tips, and because that happened, we ended up getting like a wicked awesome spot that we parked at every day, and
Yeah,
it was super
we
affordable.
went. So, anyways, we went. Yeah, $10 a day. We
Yeah, it
went.
wasn't bad at
We
all.
went to where he said, which was supposed to be $20 a day. We got lost. Well, we just made one wrong turn.
I turned
and then
left.
we were like,
before I
"Hey,
was
what's this?
supposed to.
$10 parking?" And it was $10 parking. And it was fine. We
And
parked
it was
there every
a
day.
3-minute walk.
And it's like, one time in, one time out. But if you're out is after the show's over, no one's watching the parking lot anyways. You can just stay there and come out and come back in,
Well,
because then it's an empty parking
It
lot.
depends which
Well,
parking
because it's
lot.
not. Well, yeah, the parking lot we stayed in was not like an actual parking lot. They literally spray painted on this rocky hill. They just spray painted it's all gravel on a hill. They just spray painted yellow lines, and they charge people $10 to park there, which was fine. It worked just fine. So it's not like an actual parking lot. It was just a lot that they painted lines on.
Yeah, so we didn't experience anything bad on that.
No, we didn't have a lot of traffic getting in there. We had no problem. Like, I've heard people saying, like, when you get around the convention center, it gets crazy. It's like, I don't know.
All the parking lots are full, but
we've never driven here before, and
we didn't experience
we found that right away, and then we're like,
I think we just got really lucky, though.
Yeah, maybe, but it was great, and there seems to be a lot of places to park around there, and yeah, the closer you are, it's like it's like $20, but you go a block further, it's $10, and just walk the extra block. It's beautiful weather. It's beautiful weather for it.
Well, we lucked out.
Yeah,
it's beautiful weather this time.
So
yeah, so that was it. That was Gen Con for us.
That was Gen Con. It was fun.
Thanks for tuning in on your.
Looking
what
forward
day
to
is it? Sunday? I don't
Yeah, it's Sunday.
know what day it is.
So we're looking forward to doing this again next year. It's gonna be more of a plan.
Yeah.
And because we kind of like just winged it this year.
Well, I think that's also another thing to point out. With Origins, I think you can do it not planned. With Gen Con, there's so much going on that if you don't plan it and you don't think about the events, Funkoverse being the exact example of that, of we didn't know we couldn't buy the game unless we demoed the game, that you had to sign up for an event for.
Like, it's on their list. It's on the event list. The event list has got like 1,000 things on it.
Thousands of events.
So,
but I think Gen Con's definitely the one for the planner who wants to go from like boom, 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 plan your stuff and go. Whereas Origins, you don't really have to do that. So we just need to reverse.
I found the event list a little overwhelming. There were so many events. I started reading them. I was like, I'm not interested, not interested. And then after like reading 20 that I'm not interested in, I was like, maybe this is just not for me. Yeah. And then I get there and I was like, no, I want that event. I want that event. I want that event. What?
Yeah.
I didn't know. There's so many. I just got tired of reading the list. Yeah. Anyways.
But we had a blast. I can't wait to come back next year.
We love Gen Con. Recommend
Thanks for tuning in with us. This has been actually a lot of fun. This is the first time we've really experimented.
Yeah, it's our first live experience. Hope you guys liked it. We're going to be doing other shows like this. And hopefully we'll have some guests. And hopefully Chris will be with us next time. Yeah. Because Chris couldn't make it to Gen Con. But, we miss you, buddy, if you're watching. And that's it. Okay, guys. See ya.
Good night.
Good night. Till the next con.
Mwah.
Mwah.